Good to see everybody. I'm really happy to be here. Um, we're going to be talking about the BOI, which is the Fincen, and everybody should know what that means. Um, the finance criminal um, uh, in, investigation, where we're going to be doing some things about business, getting that set up. But there is a fine for that if you don't actually get that taken care of. So it does matter with that BOI. So I want to make sure everybody knows what that is and what that stands for. What is the BOI reporting? The BOI reporting is a financial compliance beneficial ownership information report that has to be done. What is the FIN? It's spelled FINCEN. We want to know what that means as well, right? That is the Financial Crime Enforcement Network. We have to report all of our businesses, your S Corps, your LLCs, even your single LLCs. So I'm going to add my friends in here with me today as they're going to be learning as well. You might see their faces, you might not. That's okay. But however, I want to make sure we have everybody in here. They're going to be coming on. I'm going to have other people coming in. I want to make sure everybody is here. Please invite. Go in and ask other people to come in. This is going to be awesome today. I've got my coffee with me today as well. And we're getting ready to get down to business. I'm going to share my screen, but I want everybody to go to, and I'm going to put it in the chat as well. I'm not sure how many of you can actually see it in the chat, but I'm hoping the majority of you can on StreamYard. But I am going to put it in the chat. So I will put that in there. Let's go ahead and get that done. Okay. Let's get that in the chat. I don't know if any of you are actually in the chat. There's a private chat. But anyway, I put it in there. My friends that are here with me, you guys, I've got that in the chat as well. So I've got a few persons with me here today, and we're going to be following through. You want to go to www.fincen.gov. That's kind of where you want to go. You want to go to fincen.gov. Okay. Now, the one thing that I want to make sure that everybody has an understanding with, or how this looks, because they have a kind of like a I don't want to say a flyer, but kind of their label of what you're going to be looking for, because I want to make sure you're going to be going to the right, looking at the right information and going to the right to the correct website as well, because that's pretty important. You knowing the website and exactly where that website is and what that website stands for. So I want to try to give you that information as well. But it is the BOI in the Fincen, which is, I want to tell you that again. Everybody get an understanding. That is the Financial Crime Enforcement Network. That's what that means. So when you see that, that's what that name is big, isn't it? That means a whole lot. It does. And then the beneficial ownership information reporting. Even if you are a single LLC, you still have to file this. It does not matter. If you guys are getting it in the chat, please go right ahead as well. I'm also going to be going into Clubhouse. I'm going to actually go into that right now so that I can try to get people in. This is very important. I know a lot of people have been, doing a lot of different things with this BOI, and I'm going to actually put that information. If they want to come live, they can come live also on your on a Clubhouse if they want to come on live with us as well, because I want to make sure everybody's on here and they're getting an understanding. And all you're getting, get an understanding. I believe that. So I want you all to just come in, get people in, invite them on as well. I think that would be wonderful. I think this is really going to benefit you. And the thing about it is it's free. I'm not charging you to help you go through this. Now, if you don't understand it, I get it. And you're like, hey, I don't get this. I don't understand this. I understand all of that. But then you just call me and I'll help you through it. But at least try to understand what it is that you don't understand first before you say, hey, I don't get it. Okay, I get it. You don't get it. But at least try to understand what you don't understand first. Because it's so important that, like I said, in all you're getting, you get an understanding. So I'm going to open this up just so that you kind of see what this looks like. I've got that up there where you're kind of seeing that. See that small where it says the new federal requirements? These are the new federal requirements. And they are very, very, very important to your business. And it's important that you get this set up and that you file this concerning your business. This is very important. I'm telling you how important this is. It means a lot. So please, most definitely get this done. It's a $500 fine, $500 fine a day. It literally can be. And so that to me is too much money for anybody to be getting it out of me. I'm just saying that's too much money. So I just want to make sure that you are not missing out on this and that you are definitely getting this information the way you need to so that you can use it accordingly. Okay. Because that's really what matters, is that you use it accordingly. And so since I'm giving this information out for free, there we go. I wanted you to see that. That's what it's going to look like. That's the symbol. That's the logo. When you're pulling this up, I'm not going to try to be before you very long, but I want to make sure that you just kind of, when you're looking for this BOI, you're getting the right logo. You're looking for the right information. It is the Federal Bureau information. It is a federal U.S. Treasury. Who do you think's doing this? Who do you think's doing it? Come on. Who do you think's going to do this? The U.S. Treasury, the IRS. But I truly believe that there is something coming down the pipeline for many of our businesses. And if we're not registered and getting this done correctly, we're going to miss it. And what I mean by coming down is I mean money, cheddar, coins, however you want to say that. But I truly believe that it's going to be coming down the pipeline for our businesses. And this is huge for us to be able to file this and to file this report. So I just want to make sure that we all understand what that means, okay? How important this is for our businesses. This is not just about us, saying, okay, well, Marina, we get it. But that's not the case. And if I haven't introduced myself, or if you're just coming in, my name is Marina Summers, and I'm with FSB Corner Inc. So I want to make sure you're getting that information as well. I am so appreciative of all of you to come in and be a part of this. But I want to make sure that you, in all you're getting, you get an understanding. Okay. I'm just kind of taking my time here so everybody can kind of get in and get that information, because that information is pretty important. So I'm kind of giving you some time to go in and go to that website that I've just given you. And I'll give you that website again. That website is going to be www.fincen.gov. And that's going to be the website. Okay. And you're going to go there. Now I need you to invite other people in. Get everybody in as much as you possibly can. Get everybody in. Very important that we get everybody on board here. Why do we need to do that? Well, we don't want anybody to miss out. We want everybody to know what's going on. That's how important this is. Okay. Again, there is the logo. There is a symbol. Again, I'm going to tell you, what did I say? U.S. Treasury, Department of Treasury, IRS, however you want to say it, they've got a part of this. But it's the beneficial ownership information report. It's the new federal requirements, and it is required. It is due now, but your deadline is January the 13th. If you filed a business, and I'll kind of go through that a little bit with you as well, because I want to make sure you understand what that is. If you filed a business on whether it be last year or even this year, they're asking, and I'll give you the dates where they're actually telling you that you actually have to do this. So the dates of the beneficial ownership information is implemented by the starting of January 1st of 2024. Okay, so it increases the transparency of reporting requirements, is aimed at increasing corporate transparency by identifying the individual who ultimately owns and controls the business. This helps regulatory or regulate a law enforcement trace illicit activities. There we go. Just told you. It also is in compliance with the global standards. BOI reporting aligns with the U.S. and with the international anti-money laundering standards that require countries to maintain beneficial ownership records. It also combats financial crime. Shell companies, other anonymous entities have often been exploited for illegal purposes. So who must file the BOI? The BOI report applies to most corporations, limited liability companies, and other similar entities registered in the U.S. And some exceptions apply, such as publicly traded companies, certain nonprofits, and other heavily regulated entities. Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit about those nonprofits. Beneficial ownership information. This is your name, your address, your date of birth, your unique identifying number, your EIN number, whatever that case may be, a driver's license, a passport. Yup. So you better go grab that now. Go grab your passport. Go grab your driver's license. If you have a passport, that's what I would use. I would probably use my passport. If you have that. Keep your driver's license on deck, but passport would be my first thing I would actually be asking for if you have one. Penalties for noncompliance, failure to file, providing false information can result in significant fines and penalties. $500 a day. Yes. For not filing, of course, but also up to $100,000 for false information. Yeah, it's pretty serious. This is a serious situation here. That's why it's important that you file this. It's important. Now, what nonprofits have to file the BOI? That's a good question. And I hope everybody's listening. Okay. What nonprofits have to file the BOI? So, or should I say, which nonprofits are exempt from the BOI reporting? I'll start with that one. Tax exempt status. So these are nonprofits must be recognized as a tax exempt under the 501c3 or another applicable section of the Internal Revenue Code. Federal oversight. Nonprofits are already subject to reporting oversight by the federal state agencies such as the IRS via Forms 990. Public disclosure. Nonprofits typically have to make their financial operational information public, providing transparency about their activities. So these are the ones that are exempt. Okay. Nonprofits that may need to file the BOI. This is a very good question, I think. So if a nonprofit does not fall under the section of a 501c3, some trade associations, social welfare organizations under a 501c4, it may not automatically qualify for the exemption rule at all. Subsidiaries, affiliations, if a nonprofit operates through a for-profit subsidiary or LLC, those entities may need to file the BOI report. What's needed on the BOI? Your legal name, your address, your EIN, your date of birth, your again, all that information is needed. So these are the nonprofits that need not to file and the nonprofits that need to file. Is everybody getting that? I hope so, because it's so important that you do. And I want to make sure that you get it. So let's go right on in. Again, I'm going to put up this logo so you know exactly what it looks like. And I'm going to share the screen with you here in a minute so that we can start filling out vital information for your company. Is everybody getting this? Yeah. It's pretty important, isn't it? I know. So I want you to go grab your license. Go grab your passport. Grab all the things you're going to need, because you're going to need these things as we're getting ready to file. And I'm going to file a company here. I personally have nonprofits, but I don't have a 501c4. I don't have any of those. So I don't have to file my 501 because I'm a C3. So I fall under the guideline of not having to file my 501. But a 501c4, of course, might be implemented in this situation because of the way that it's filed. Social welfare organizations, those type of organizations, they matter. Okay. So while I'm giving you that information, I'm letting you know what's going on. You're going to go and grab your driver's license. You're going to go and grab your passport. You're going to go and grab stuff, right? So go get some stuff. Get your EIN information out. You know, the EIN, the sheet, that form, that SS4 form, that form that you filled out. And then you had to actually have the form itself, which is the form dated. You might have a date. It's called a CP575. It's a notice that you get, but it's called a form SS-4. And you want to try and go get that form. That form is going to be very important. It's going to matter. Somebody say matter, okay? Because this is information you're going to need, okay? That's how important this is. So I'm just saying. All right. So let's get started. And I'm going to get my people into Clubhouse here and just tell them welcome. Some of them will probably come in for the replay. BOI filing, because we're doing the BOI. Everybody get your information, all your business information. If you got a couple of businesses, again, even if, listen, please listen. Even if you are a single LLC, you still have to file. You still have to file. Doesn't matter. It is a requirement. Okay? You still have to file. So everybody come on in. I've got some friends in here with me that are here with me. All my friends, are you here? I don't know if you can do unmute, but all my friends are here. So I want to make sure that everybody has, in all you're getting, get an understanding. Okay, here we go. So again, I want you to see that logo. Yep. All right, there goes that logo. Here I am again. Again, if you're just coming in, this is Marina Summers. I'm with FSB Corner Inc. And this is a podcast for me as well called Money Has a Sound, Financial Language. Money Has a Sound. So I want you all to, if you want to, you can subscribe and you can go to that website right there below in front of me as well. You can learn a whole lot. There's newsletters we put out, letting people know everything. Hey, Prima Donna, told you guys I had some friends with me. You don't have to put your camera on if you don't want to. We're just going to be laid back today. But we are going to give information today because it's very important that you get your information. So in all you're getting, get an understanding. So I'm glad to see you guys here. It's good to see you guys here. Again, you don't have to come off your cameras. You can keep all your cameras, closed. You don't have to come off your mics. We're just here to do this learning webinar so that everybody is a part of it. So here we go. All right. Good to see you, Catherine. Good to see you, Catherine. I just got some people popping in. You don't have to come off your camera. Don't have to come off your mic. You can leave everything closed. We're going to get started. I'm going to have a sip of my coffee here. It's been a long time since I've seen you guys. I know. It's been such a long time. I tell you, I miss you so. But I'm here, and I'm here to give you some education. I'm just going to tell you better file it. That's all I can say. So now, let's share this information. I'm going to be sharing my screen. All right, here we go. Let me share my screen here. Share. All right, there we go. Does everybody see that? There's the BOI. Everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, good. Yep, I've got some friends with me today. I love having my friends with me. I love my friends. I just love my friends, really. So I want everybody to come in. Now, you don't really need to see my face. I'm not, even though, God is taking care of me so well, I still want to make sure you get everything you need. I bet Brie Madonna's just cracking up saying, this girl is one of a kind. So let me go in. I'm going to put up my Google page instead. So you can see that, but you can still hear my voice. So that's enough. So let's go in and let's start doing this. If the screen is not big enough, just make it, increase your screen there, enlarge it a little bit, and we're going to go straight to it. All right. You're going to click on BOI e-filing. Okay. Now, not the BSA. Okay. So we're not doing the BSA, we're doing the BOI. So we're doing the BOI filing. Hey, Paula, good to see you. We're doing the BOI filing. Paula, please invite people in. You also have a link there, Paula, where you can go on the StreamYard and you can see this live and follow us through as well. It's totally up to you how you want to do this. Totally up to you. So, but it's good to see you. We are filing it for our companies. It is a requirement. Again, it is a $500 a day fine if it is not done. And it could be up to $100,000 if you file wrong information, fraud. Yep. So let's click get started. Here we go. Look at this. Oh, there's so many things here, isn't there? Now, there is so many different ways you can file. Prepare and submit. Prepare and submit. So they've got different ways here to do this, huh? Yeah. Let's click on this middle one. I agree. This is my initial report. I'm doing it today. Now you want to read all of this. This notice is given, the Privacy Act and the Paperwork Reduction Act of the 1995 Paperwork Reduction, the Privacy Act and the Paperwork Reduction, collection and information, principal proposed collection, general, and you can just read it. Just keep reading. After you've read everything, to make sure you understand general information within the collection of information may be shared as routine with, they're letting you know that your information may be shared. So there's a possibility, if, who they're going to share it with? The federal government. I'm just saying, it says Treasury, United States Treasury. So who do you think they're going to give? Government agency, routine government agency, crime law enforcement. Okay, got it? They are making it plain. They really are for me. So the estimated average burden associated with this collection of information from reporting companies, 90 to 650 minutes per respondent for reporting companies. Just read everything. Fincen identifier 20 minutes per applicant, estimated average burden associated with the individual. So as you read this, it's going to kind of tell you, you agree to this Privacy Act and Paperwork Reduction Act notice. Do you agree? Well, at this point, we don't have a choice. So let's move on down the road. I request to receive. You can request to receive Fincen ID. Now, what is your legal company name? They need to know the name that's on your EIN. You know that EIN? Remember I told you, get that information because you're going to need it. I'm pulling up my EIN right now as we are speaking. I'm pulling it up. Yep. I actually had a copy of it up. Now I'm going to pull up a copy so I even copy and paste the name if you need to. That's your SS4. That's your form CP575 form. That's that form. That's the form I was telling you that you kind of need to make sure that you have, okay? You have to copy and paste it just to get the name correct. Make sure it is the name that is on the information that you got your EIN number. What is that? Your federal identification number. It must be the same name. So I'm going to copy paste because see, I'm not about that trouble. Do we have a trade name? Was a trade or an alternate name or doing business as? So important. Now I have on mine, there is Cypress Enterprise Inc. And then there's Cypress Enterprise Solution Inc. And then there's Cypress Enterprise Solutions. So I'm going to put both in because they are on my EIN form. That's an EIN. It wants your federal identification number. Remember I said make sure you have all that in place. I would copy paste it if you can. If you can pull that SS4 number sheet up that you received from the IRS, then pull it up. Just get it. And you know what? Furthermore, why don't I just show you what that looks like? I'm going to do that as well so you can kind of see exactly what that looks like. Let me go ahead and put this information in. So you're going to put that tax identification number in, jurisdiction. So it's not asking you to select in these 9 numbers to be exact. So there's 9. I mean, I don't know what else it would need. So I just go in. If it doesn't want to copy and paste it, then it's because it asks me, what are you going to put in? And the tax identification number is what I'm putting in. See, this is where it can get kind of tricky here. See, because see, then it's asking for it, and then it wants to give you a hard time with it. So this is where you got to, numbers got to match, numbers got to go in. They've got a sequence with this portal. So I'm putting in the tax ID number 0841 Okay. 792. Okay. I thought I could copy paste, but sometimes, okay. And it doesn't want the dash. Doesn't want the dash, so don't put the dash in. Now you're going to go to, which is not asking for that's only if you're foreign. Country jurisdiction is if you're foreign tax ID only is where you put that information in. So this is where you're going to put in, are you from United States of America is where this is located at. This is where the company's from. But if it's foreign, of course, this number here is going to be a foreign number. So it's automatically going to pop up a foreign. Yeah, if you're foreign, you might want to, you got to file these as well because you're doing business where. Okay. Okay. Is everybody following this now? Okay. So let's go down here. I'm going to put in the address that is on your EIN, on your federal identification information. And Paula, I put in where you can go to that website as well. Down there at the BOI. Let me get you the BOI website. Guys, like I said, I've got people that are coming in as well from Clubhouse. I'm trying to make sure everybody gets this information. Y'all, you got to understand that I don't think people understand the significance of how this can get you in. It can get you in some turmoil. It can get you in some trouble. And so I want to make sure that you stay out trouble. So Paul, I've got that in there. You can go right to that website and follow us right through it. There's the website in there. I just put it in there for you. Paula, you might want to invite other people in too. No problem. So as you're going through this, you're putting in your state, and I'm taking my time. There's no tribal, because nothing's come up for tribal jurisdiction or information. This information here, domestic reporting company, all this information would cause it to pop up if it's out of tribal. So you can look at this and see information, tribal jurisdiction information of the United States is selected on 10A. So see, if it's not United States and it comes up, then the tribal jurisdiction information would automatically come up where you can actually drop down and choose. Is everybody understanding that? Depending on what you're putting in here. Guam, Marshall Islands, America, Samoa, I mean, all those different, Golia, you got Bahamas, Belize. So depending on but we're from the United States. Some of us are. Okay, so you got it, Paula. So Paula's going in. Thank you. No problem. So go right in, Paula. Click on file. You'll see that again. You can go into StreamYard with us. We are all doing it together. Yes, 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 yes. Is everybody there? Everybody see it? Good. Okay, let's just keep going. Let's go on down now. Now I'm going to put in my address. What is the address? The address that is on your EIN form. Yep, that's the address you want to put on there. The address that is on your SS4 form that you received from the IRS when you got your federal identification number. What did I say this was who did I say this was connected with? Let me give you the symbol again. You know, sometimes you got to repeat things to people. Here you go. The U.S. Treasury Department, the IRS. They are the same in one. The Internal Revenue. So whatever that form says, that's what you want to report. Got it? All right. So let's go in here. I'm going to put my address in. I'm going to take this down because I want everybody to see. Get my address in. There you go. Even the suite number, all that goes in there. The city, put in the city. Yep, put in your city. Put in your city. Good to see you, Profit Branch. Go right in and you'll see the links. You can also come on StreamYard, Profit Branch, and do this with us. Let's go in here. We're in the United States of America. What's the state? What state is your company in? Whatever is on the EIN information. Remember, I just said that. Okay. There we go. Okay, this is all filled out. Everybody get this? Everybody get this? Okay. So I've got all this up and going for you. And all you're getting, get an understanding. Okay. And you need to file this. And the reason why you need to file this, what did I just say? It is a $500, it could be a $500 a day penalty. And if there's fraudulent, it could be up to $100,000. Make sure you follow and put in the information on this BOI form that comes with your SS4 form, which is your federal identification number information, because that has been reported to who? Let me give you that again. The U.S. Treasury Department Financial Crime Enforcement Network. Doesn't that just get you? Financial crime enforcement. That's serious, y'all. I'm just saying. I said, oh, wow. That is deep, isn't it? Somebody just say amen, because that got me. I said, oh, wow. But what I like about it, and me and a friend of mine, Prima Donna, was talking about this, is it says beneficial ownership information report. Something about this is about to benefit your company by filing this form. Because they're going to realize that you're none of those things they're looking for. You're not in crime. You're not doing any crime. You're not doing anything that's going to cause any criminal activity. So none of that is a part of you. So you know, and I know that in filing this, what? They're not going to see any crime. They're not going to see any fraudulent, because we went through all of that saying, hey, this is being filed for several reasons. Okay. So that they know that you're not doing any anti-money laundering. They know that you're not doing exploiting or any illegal purposes. They know that you're being regulated by law enforcement, trace illicit activities. You're not doing any of that activity or any of that's happening in your company. See, I want to just bust this out. We call ourselves Christians. I'm going to say it, y'all, because see, this is my thing. So I can say what I need to say. And so because we call ourselves Christians, shouldn't we live in a righteous? Our company should be righteous. They should be set up and structured righteously. I mean, how do we expect God to give us anything, but yet we don't want to ever do the right thing? I'm just saying. I'm just putting that out there. So I just want to let everyone know that we can call on the name of Jesus. And some of us do, or call on the name of a God. I'll just put it out there like that if that helps you understand. But are we really living the principles of what we call on? I call on the name of Jesus. So I want to make sure all my companies are in compliance with give Caesar what Caesar is due. And Caesar is the U.S. Treasury Department, the IRS, and Internal Revenue Services, and the new federal requirement in the Financial Crime Enforcement Network, and the beneficial, the BOI, Beneficial Ownership Information Report. So I'm just putting that out there for you and how important that is. Okay, so let's keep it moving. Let's go to next. Here we go. So add a company applicant. So this is add a company applicant, the individual's name. Now, if you have two owners, okay, let me get that out. You have two owners, correct? So if you have a Fincen ID, then you're going to put this in there. But if not, then it's not. You see those little red asterisks here? So that means that has to be filled out. There's nothing here. I asked for them to send me an ID. So they'll be sending me an ID. in the beginning. Remember when we were back? Go back. Let's go back to the previous. I went up and I said, I'm requesting to receive an ID. I want a unique Fincen identifier for reporting company. I need that. So I want them to send it to me. You can request it and they will actually send it to you. So let's move on to the next one. And they used to call them SAM numbers, how they were SAM ID numbers. Now they're unique ID numbers. They changed that name. What was that, during the pandemic sometime? It got changed, or right after it or during it. However, there was a crossover. I just call it a crossover. So let's go here. You're only going to check this if existing reporting company as of January 1st of 2024. So that's if. So let's read that for 1 minute. Existing report, check this box if the reporting company was created or registered before January 1st of 2024. Do not check the box if the reporting company was created or registered on or after January 1st of 20. So my company was registered before this. It was definitely registered. So let's uncheck this again because I want this to read. Reporting companies that check this box are not required to report any company applicants proceed to the part 3. Now, there's a trick to the 2024 here. If you've already registered within this portal, if you have not registered your company within this portal, then you don't want to check that, because I have not registered this company in this portal. Now, every year this is going to be required, is my understanding. So I need to put my information in this portal. And then next year when I file it, I can check this box because it's already been reported. Is everybody getting that? That can fool you right there, right? That can get you, can it? That's a trick. That's a catch-22, Paula, right there. Prima Donna. That's a catch-22. That'll get you caught up. So let's move on. It's going down to the name. The last name is first. First name. Middle initial, and then date of birth. Okay, so there's some information I'm going to put in here that I'm not going to show you because it's pretty private information. So if you'll put in your date of birth here, your business address, which that's what I'm going to put, or your home address. I'm going to put the address that is on my SS4, which is my business address. Okay? That's the address I'm going to put. If you need help, there's ways to get help as you're going about. So indicate address type. Is this a business address or is this a residential? So if you read this, it says, the company applicant for a company applicant who forms a registered or entity in the course of their business, such as paralegals, report the street address of such business. In any other case, an individual residential street address must be reported. So this is where you're going to enter the company applicant's street address, information, country, jurisdiction, U.S. territory, drop down menu. So it's telling you kind of exactly what they need. You can do both, either one. It's giving you that choice, okay? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put this up because I'm going to put in some information, but I want you to go to that website. Again, I've got that up. That's what the logo looks like. Everybody has that, right? And I'm just going to put in my business address, really. So I'm not going to change anything at all. It's going to be my business address that I'm going to put in. And I can actually go ahead and let you see where I'm going to put that in. I'm going to put in the suite. I'm going to put in, and this address is on my EIN information. So I'm not changing this information. Okay? Whatever is on there, that's what I'm putting, that's what I'm sticking with. That's my story, and I'm sticking with it. I'm not changing it. Because when you start changing things, you start getting into fraud. Okay? So what's ever on that EIN form, that's what you put on there. All right? And this is my business address. Okay? Now it needs your identifier. Do you want a passport? This is where we get into all your identifying information. So this is where, and now guess what it needs? Your identifying information, you, look what it says here. Identifying documents image. Choose the folder and attach a readable image of the page or the side of the identifying document reference. Item 31 contains the unique identifying number or any other identifying. So you can put up in here. So it says cannot be larger than 4 megabytes. Data must be in the following format, JPEG. So whatever you're putting in there, they're pretty much saying we want a copy of it. It got deep, didn't it? It just got deep, Paula. It just got deep. It just got deep, everybody. So I'm going to put this up because there's some information I'm going to put in there. But I wanted to show you, you have to upload this information after you put it in there. Whatever you're putting in there, your driver's license, again, let me undo this so that I make it clear. You can choose passport, a driver's license, or an ID. Put the number here in number 31, which you're giving them. What country? Whatever you're putting here is going to drop down for the country or tribal. What state? And then you're going to upload what it is that you are identifying yourself with. Did everybody get that? So I'm going to cover that. Make you look at the logo again so you kind of understand what's going on here. So let's get this here for 1 minute. And more or less, too, I think that I want to try to give you some information with this. Because, see, I think that, too, we need to make sure that we understand who has to file. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of people, I really believe, are going to miss this. And I hope you don't. I really hope you don't, because it's not going to be good for you if you do miss this. And that's what I don't want. I don't want you to miss this. So I'm going to try to put up this information for you as try to do what I can to get this up for you, because I want you to be able to go in and actually look at some of the reasons why they're telling you to actually file this BOI. So I'm going to try to pull this up for you so that you kind of see what I'm looking at, because it's so important that, you know, again, I say it all the time, and all you're getting, get an understanding. And that's really all I'm really trying to see, just trying to get you to get. Just get an understanding. So I'm going to try to see if I can get this pulled up for you so you can actually look at it and kind of see how this looks and how it works. I'm not sure if I can get that part pulled up, but I can, more than anything, most likely share the screen with you. So let me try to share that screen with you, and I'll stop sharing this other screen just so that you can kind of see what I'm looking at. Does that kind of make sense to everybody? Because I just want to make sure that I want to make sure you get everything. I just do. I do. So I don't want you to miss anything. So I'm going to try to stop sharing this screen. Let me stop that screen. And we're going to go to sharing another screen with you. Yeah. I will go right ahead and try to find, let me see where that's at. That is not the entire screen, but let me try to find where that's located, because I want to make sure you understand the reasons they're saying that you have to do this, because there are reasons. They're not just saying, hey, you know, it is what it is and you have to do this. No, there's reasons for this. They're giving you particular reasons why you have to do this. And it's not just because they felt like it. It's because it's required. And anything that's required, I beseech you, my brethren, get it done. Okay, here we go. Can everybody still hear me? If you can, just put in the chat, you can hear me. There we go, right there. I don't even know. I don't know. I don't know why they're not doing that, Elaine. They should be doing it, but they're not. You're absolutely correct. So is everybody looking at that? So if you're looking at that, I think I'm sharing the screen. Let me bring this down right here so that you can see everything. That's a good question. There we go. That's why you got to file it. I want you to read that. I want you to read that information. If it's not big enough, just enlarge that information. Again, Paula, you can go right on there as well. You can go to StreamYard as well if you want to. It's up to you. But there are reasons why they're saying you have to do this. There's some beneficial reasons why you have to file this report. So while you're reading that, I'm going to go in and I'm going to give them actually my passport because I just feel safe with that. I'm just, that's me. So I'm going to drop down on that number 30 and I'm going to put the U.S. passport and I'm going to put in my information for my passport because that's what I want to give them. I want to give them my passport and they're going to want your passport information. I'm not going to let you see all that, of course. You're going to have to put in your information. Don't let everybody see your information. I mean, try not to do that. That's pretty important that you don't do that at all. If anything, try to do everything you can just to get that information in, but you don't have to show everybody your information. As I'm doing this, there is some information I'm putting in. I'm making sure that I hide it from you because it's my information. This is information you don't want to share with everybody, but you do have to share it with the U.S. Treasury. You do have to share it with the federal crime department and the BOI, the beneficial owner report. So you definitely have to share it with them, but just keep your information as much as you can to yourself. So I've chosen to use my passport. And I've chosen at the jurisdiction in number 32 says country, I'm the U.S. Now, it's not asking me to drop down my state because it doesn't have a little red asterisk by it. So it's not something that's required. But I do have to drag what I gave them as far as that's concerned because I shared with them my passport. So if you have a picture of your passport, they want it. Did everybody hear that? They want it. Okay? They want a picture of that passport. And you're going to need to give it to them. I'm just saying. Okay? And you can use your driver's license, totally up to you. I'm choosing to use that. But it's up to you what you want to use. Totally up to you how you want to do that, what you want to do. And what you want to share. Totally up to you. But I chose my passport. But make sure that whatever you're giving to them, whatever you're showing as your identity, you're making sure that in number 30, you're putting down, you're doing the drop down on did I do my passport? Did I do my driver's license? Did I do my ID? Which one did I choose to get this information to identify this is who I really am? Okay. Yeah. Cause that's going to be pretty important. And then you have to upload it in that portion where I showed you where it says, okay, you've told us this and that was nice of you and stuff. But now we're going to need to know who this is. Is this really you? Okay. Yeah. That all matters to them. Every bit of it. All right. So we're going to move on to the next page. I'm going to, again, there's going to be, there's some serious information here. Okay. So now I'm going to go back to make sure. I think I got everything in. Oh, nope. Got one more thing I got to put in. Hold on. Make sure you don't leave anything blank because it won't let you go to the next page. It won't let you go to the next. Where it says next, you won't be able to go there. So you want to make sure you put everything in because it's asking for your birthday. That's pretty, that's important. These are all indicators of identity. Them knowing your identity. It's really what it's about. Them knowing who you are, that type of information. They want to know that. Again, once you put in your date, it's going to ask you for your driver's license or your birth date. Move on down to number 32. And then you're going to go to 32, where it's going to say 32A, country. I'm from the United States. And then it's going to ask for your state. And the state you put in there is, if you gave me your driver's license state. Yeah. If you gave them your driver's license, because a lot of people have companies, but they might be located in Texas, but your driver's license says Oklahoma. If you gave them your driver's license, then they're going to want to know what state. Because see, that's a key point of fraudulent. Be careful. Take your time filling this out. And that's on, I didn't actually give you that information because I said this stuff is private, but you got number 30 where they're asking you for the identification. What identification are you using? Passport, driver's license. On your passport, what address did you give them? What state did you give them when you went and applied for the passport? That's the state you want to put in on 32B. Okay? Let's move on. All right. I think I'm done with this. Thank you. Okay. And when you're going to the next information, it's going to look like it's like it's repeating itself. Yeah, it does. So got that screen? You guys see that? I'm going to stop sharing that screen and we're going to go back to the BOI. Okay? So let me present that to you. Share. Now we're on number 35. You notice it doesn't have asterisk. But what does that mean? If the beneficial owner for the reporting company is a minor. Yeah, we got some minors that own some company. They want to know them too. Parent or guardian information instead of the minor. Mm-hmm. Did you set your baby up a company? Did your child get a company? Okay, well, they're going to want some information from you. So make sure when you set that company up, your name was on it. If not, I'm going to tell you to stop right here and make that happen. If you say it's too late, no, it's not. You can reach out to me and I'll help you go in and amend that information. I sure will. I will help you go in and amend that information. I will do it without no problems at all. Just reach out. I've got my information right up. It's right here. FSB Corner Inc. And I'm going to put it on the banner so you guys can see it. Because I want to make sure if you're having any problems, here you go. You can go right there and we will help you. Okay? We will help you. You can go right there. That's not a problem. Got it? Go right there. I just want to make sure that you are, to me, it's just important that you're getting the correct information because I'm telling you, this is not nothing to be playing with. It's just not. This is serious. This is about your company. It's about your company. So you want to make sure that you're putting in the information concerning your company, right? This is about your company, about you, about what you're doing. It's important that your company is too legit to quit. It's very important. So let me save that again. There we go. That's how you can reach out to us. I've got that there as well. Okay, I'm going to keep moving. It's asking again. We're not going to click this unless you're doing this for your child. Even your child's company got to be reported. Y'all get that? Mm-hmm. Now, if you are a sole proprietor, no, you do not have to report. But if you are a LLC one owner, yes, you do have to report. Mm-hmm. It's asking me again for my name. Look at that. It wants to know my name again. Didn't I just give that to it? Yep. It's going to ask again. Yeah. Here we go. Put your name. I'm sorry. Your last name first. So used to doing it the other way around. Any middle initials. And all that information. You're going to go down here, your date of birth, address. Now they want your residential. They're going to get it either way or. They're going to get that residential. They want to know where you live. Put down where you live. What did you put on that EIN information, or how are you filing your taxes? What address did you use on your last tax return? Because that's the address you want to put on there. Unless you've updated. Sometimes people move. If you have moved, again, I want to show you a couple of things I'm going to share with you as well. So I'm going to let you know what this SS4 looks like, but also there is a way to go in and, is everybody listening? Change your address with the IRS. Okay. There is a way. There is a, somebody say there is a way. There's definitely a way. And I'm going to give you that form information so you can kind of see that. I'm also going to show you what this looks like on a form. When you get the form, when you're looking at a form that looks like an EIN form. The form that you get from the IRS. I want to make sure you look, you see that form and how important that form is. So I'm going to try to make sure that I show you a screenshot of that form. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that form is very important for you to have and for you to know. And I want to make sure when I'm asking you this, it's like, okay, Marina, what are you saying? Well, I'm asking you to look for the form that the IRS actually sent you in the mail. They send you a form, and I want to show you what that form looks like. So I'm going to share my screen again. I know we're taking our time here. This information that I'm about to fill out on the BOI is information that I'm not going to share with you at this time. But this is what it looks like. So you're looking at, again, they're going to ask you again for the same identification. What are you going to put in there in number 40 or 49? What you put in on number 32, number 30 and 32, that information has to be the same. If you said passport, put passport. If you said driver's license, put driver's license. Again, they're asking for you to upload how you're identifying yourself. This is something, isn't it? I know, it's fun. I just love it. So let's move on. I'm going to stop sharing this screen, and I'm going to share what this form looks like so you understand what you're actually looking for, okay? Because I know it gets complicated. I know you don't have to tell me because I know, but I just want to make sure that you know. I am doing all I can here to get you to know. This is not about me more than it's about you, again, not getting robbed, you know, because people are charging lots of money. And I'm not saying there's not a fee. In our company, I'm going through a third party. I am. I'm definitely going to go through one for the sake of liability. If you need our services, let us know and we will do it for you. That's not a problem at all. I think it's wise to go through a third party because then the blame's what on the third party. So I'm just putting that out there. But at the same time, there's nothing wrong with in all you're getting understanding. Know what the third party is actually doing for you. Okay? Y'all getting that now? See what I'm saying? I'll be trying to put y'all on game. I'm just trying to let y'all know. You see what I'm saying? So let me do this again. I'm going to share this screen. This is what the form looks like. This is a SS4 form. This is a CP575 B or A form. This is a B because it's your form 1065. And you might have got it, you know, as far as that's concerned. But this is what it looks like. It's got your name. It's from the IRS, Department of Treasury, Internal Revenue. What did I say who this was from? I said this was from who? The Department of Treasury, the Internal Revenue. So they're looking for this information that you got on this form, the SS4 form, the CP575. That's the same information you're going to put in here. And then while you're looking that over and trying to make sure you got the right form, I'm going to be putting in some information that, of course, I'm not going to share with you, but it'll be your date of birth, which was in number 42. You're going to put in your residential address. Got it? Somebody say residential. I've got some friends joining me here. You guys don't have to speak or undo your video. You're just in here to learn exactly what we're doing. So thank you for showing up. I appreciate you. Those in Clubhouse, thank you for being here. Maria, you don't have to unmute your anything. I just want you all to stay muted. And also, please don't undo your video. Okay, so moving right along here, because we've got people coming in that are wanting to learn this. So that form is the form that you want to use. On number 43 of the BOI, you're actually going to go and put in your address. Okay? They want your residential, and they want to know where you live. What's on your driver's license? That's what I would be giving them, unless you've changed it. I'm also going to show you a form that you can go in and change your information with the IRS, which is your information, like, for instance, your address change. Okay. Now on number 48 on the BOI form, remember you pick driver's license, or you can pick passport. Driver's license or passport, because I'm filling this out as well as you are. Hey, I'm doing it too. So there's information I can't share with you at this time because I'm making sure I fill it out as well. Okay. Remember, do not put dashes if you're using your driver's license, and number 49 for your identifying document information. Don't put dashes in it. Okay. Make sure you put it in your country, which is United States. And what city or what state are you going to put in? Whatever on the driver's license or wherever you address, you put on your passport. Even on your passport, you don't need to put in the dashes. So I think there might be a dash on the. No, there's no dashes. I'm sorry. No dashes on the passport. So you just put in a full passport number and that'll be fine. So just kind of letting you know to follow a format. I was putting it in so fast, I didn't pay attention to what I was doing at the time. But no, there's no dashes. The dashes are going to be in the EIN and in your Social Security. You don't have to put the dashes in because it's going to say reject. You got too many numbers. I'm not accepting that. What's up with you? You don't want that. You want to get through this as quick as possible if you're comfortable enough to do it by yourself. If you're not, reach out. We're okay with that. We'll help you. But it's important you know exactly what's going on. What are you filing concerning my company? What information are you actually looking for? By you looking and going through this step by step, you're getting all the understanding you need to what? So that you know what's going on with your, not just your company, but that you know what's going on and what they're filing for your company. This is important. Okay? So after you put in that information on number 48 and 49, we're going to push next. Now, I'm going to go back and I'm going to let you know exactly how many pages. And then we're going to go through again another way of going through this, okay? So there's 1 page in the BOI, 2 pages in the BOI, 3 pages in the BOI, and then we just got done with the 4th page, which is number 49, 4 pages in the BOI. Okay? And I just share with you what this form looks like, what you receive from the IRS, which is your SS4 form and your CP575 form. Okay? Now I'm going to stop sharing this screen. Got that? And we're going to share this other screen. We're going to share the BOI screen again. I know I'm kind of flipping back and forth because I really want you to understand that I'm going to show you something else. We're at the end. We're at the very end of this, and now we're ready to submit. Okay? I'm going to say, I agree. By submitting this, make sure you putting in all the information that I've explained to you. Anybody that just jumped on, we're going to go through this again on a PDF. I'm going to try to do this 2 ways. Please get the people on because I'm going to go through this one more time as quick as possible and explain it to you on the PDF form as well. So my email is going to be what email? My company email. My company email. I'm not giving out personal emails here. I'm giving out company emails. That's my email. Nope, not giving them nothing personal. Everything is aligned with, I'm reporting my company. So I'm going to put my company information. My first name goes here. My last name goes here. I agree. By agreeing to this, you're saying that everything is correct, and it is. I am a human. I sure am. Of course, this little thing will come up. Click the image most related to the object in the sample image. Looks like horses to me. I'm going to submit my BOI reporting form, my beneficial owner information report. Is everybody ready? I'm done. It is finished. Let it roll around a little bit. Submit. Now, this is a tracking number. Look at this. Download your transcript. Look at that. You want to download this because you want to save it in a file. Download it. Save it. Make sure you save it. Save it and download it. So what I'm going to do is get a file. If you don't have a file, find one. Get one up and make a file. Whatever you need to do. So I've got a folder here. I'm going to rename this folder as BOI Cyprus. That means that I filed my BOI for this one, and I'm going to save it. There it is, right in that file. You also can print it. So you can open this up, and there's a submission that you've actually filed it with all your information on it. You see that? Yeah. I don't think you see that. Let me share that form with you right quick. So when you download this, this is what this is going to look like. I'm going to stop sharing this screen. And I'm going to share another screen with you to kind of show you what this looks like. There it is. So you'll get all the information here. Yep. And you want to definitely be saving this information because it proves that you've done it in case something, systems get to acting crazy, AI get to throwing off somewhere. You've got all your information and you don't have to worry about any of that. Okay. So you want to save that information because that information is important. Now, I'm going to go back into the BOI filing and I know some people just coming on here listening, and I appreciate that. As I've got some comments, people commenting as well. So I just want to say thank Elaine was on here saying that why isn't it? She said, why are more people not speaking of this? I fear many people are going to miss the deadline. They are. They are. They are. Elaine, they're going to miss that deadline, and I don't know what to tell them, but they're definitely going to miss it, and there's nothing we can do about it. So I'm going to put in thank you, Elaine, because she came in and had a comment on that. Yeah, I know I'm taking my time, but I like to take my time on this. This is very important to take your time. I'm going to take my time on this because I don't want any mistakes. Fraudulent, up to $100,000, $500 a day if you're late, up to $100,000. This is serious. You have to file this. There's no way to get around it. Don't try it. It won't work. Well, I haven't filed the taxes on this company for I don't know how long. Oh, wow. Is that what you thought? Okay. Well, let me tell you what they say about that, because I get it. I really do. But they don't get it. So let me tell you what they're saying about that. When they're saying, do I still have to file the BOI? Do I still have to file it if I didn't file my taxes? That's a good question. Yep. And I want to give you an answer on that. Do I still have to file the BOI if not filing my taxes? My company. You have to keep in mind, this is your company taxes. Okay? The IRS still has an EIN on file. There is still a federal identification number on file that we went in and asked them for. You still have it. Okay, so filing company taxes does not exempt you from the beneficial ownership information of the BOI. Corporations, LLCs, or similar entities created by the U.S., created by the filing with the U.S. state and the tribal authority, unless specifically exempted. We talked about the 501s. Publicly traded companies. These are exemptions. Listen to the ones that are exempt. I want you to hear this. This really got me, Paula. This really got me because I was like, that don't seem like that's fair. It's a lot of information being requested. Yes, it is. So people that are exempt from the BOI, publicly trading companies already subject to the security. Remember we saw on the BOI where it said gave us two different ways, which was the Bank Security Act, BSA. Those who have to file that don't have to file the BOI. Okay? Is everybody getting that? Yeah. So they don't have to actually file that. Secrecy, they don't have to file it if they're filing the BSA. Another reason they don't have to file it, just giving you some more information, 501c3's exemption. Only if you're a 501c3. If you're a 501c4, you got to file. Large operating companies. Now, why wouldn't they be the one funneling money? 20 plus full-time U.S.-based employees, 5+ million in gross receipts or sales reported to the IRS, an operating presence at a physical office in the U.S. Those are the ones that don't have to file a BOI. I would think those would be the ones that would be doing more of the money laundering and the illicit activities. I mean, wouldn't you guys think that too? That's what I would think. But no, they're saying they don't have to file. No, that's not it. Not done. Existing deadlines. January, if you form before January 1st, 2024, you must file it. Most filed reports by January 1st, 2025. New entities formed January 1st of 2024 must file their BOI reports within 30 days of the formation. Yeah. Civil penalties up to $500 per day. Criminal penalties include fines and potential imprisonment. What happens if you don't file? That's what happens. That's what happens. That's what happens. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to share this screen again because I've got people coming in. I know. Okay, a Schedule C is fine. If you have a LLC that is a single LLC, you still have to file a BOI. If it's a single LLC, like you don't have another ownership or another person that's a part of the ownership, you still have to file with the BOI. That doesn't just, and a lot of people do that. They file that information. And again, I want to give you this information as people are coming in. This is what it looks like. This is what it looks like. So I want you to see what this looks like. Okay. This is what it looks like. That is the logo. When you're going to the BOI website, that's what you're going to see. That's when you know you're on the right website. Okay. So I just want to give you that. But if you are a single LLC, yep. Over 20-year cash business, he would be under the radar if he's a sole proprietor. And let me talk a little bit about these sole proprietors with the BOI. So let's talk a little bit about that. When you're with the BOI and you're a sole proprietor, because I want to make sure that, if we're going to spend time doing this, we might as well, be getting the right thing, because she's asking about a sole proprietorship and what they say about a sole proprietorship. And I want to make sure that you understand what a sole proprietor is and filing on a BOI. I'm going to try to pull that information up as well, so that you know what has to happen with that. So a BOI for a sole proprietorship under the Corporation Transparency Act, and this is what it's actually about. Just want you to know that it's called the Corporate Transparency Act, the CTA. Sole proprietors are not required to file the beneficial ownership information. But guess what? Now, this is something. Now, listen to this. Sole proprietorships are not created through formal registration with the state, articles of incorporation, or organizations. They operate in the ownership name or DBA, doing business as, without forming a separate legal entity. No beneficial ownership requirement is necessary. Yeah. Now, if you have a single LLC, but you are using your EIN number, your Social Security number, you are exempt because you are just considered a sole proprietorship. Let's say you got your name, you went and got a fictitious name and you named it, Brand New Mama's Biscuits LLC, but you're really not with the state. You haven't actually formed with the IRS. You're still using your Social Security number. This sole proprietorship establishment with a single LLC or other formal business structures that entities would likely fall under the BOI reporting requirement are exemption. Only if you have not asked for that EIN number with the U.S. Treasury Department, the IRS, then and only then, is giving you some information, you would not have to file. But if you're not using your social security number and you do have an EIN number, which I showed you a copy of that information and what that looks like, then you have to file. I don't care what nobody says. I would be filing any information. You know how you filled out the SS4, or we can fill them out online now. You can actually go online and actually fill out an SS4 form to get an EIN number right online with the IRS.gov. But if you're putting that information in as an LLC, then you've let them know that you have an LLC company. Now, if you just went to the state and got a fictitious name and said, this is Mama's Biscuits LLC, that's different. And you're still using your social security number, then no, you don't have to file. See, there's all types of information here, Paula, and Prima Donna and Jamie and is it Chantanana? I'm letting you know that you have to be very careful with this. And you have to make sure you ask lots of questions, because some are exempt, some aren't. Some are exempt, some aren't. Some people are, some people aren't. Some companies are, some companies are not. So making sure you ask the right questions. Okay? So I'm just giving you that information again. So I want to put up that information too. If you are social security number single LLC, then and only then will you not have to worry about filing. But if you are not that, then you have to file. You will need to file that. And I'm just giving you some information that's going to help you. So this is just exemption only. And I want to put in here while I'm putting this information up, if you file with your social security number. So I want to make sure I put in only if you file with your social security number. That's the only way you don't have to file this as a single LLC, because it is still considered a sole proprietor. Okay? But you might be Mama's Biscuits LLC, and the state structure, but as a fictitious name, but you're not on the level of the IRS, of the Internal Revenue structure. So I want to give that information to you so you kind of know. Hey, so let me put that up. Only if you file your social security number with your taxes. That's when that's exempted. Okay, and you don't have to file the BOI. All right. So I want to make sure you guys understand that information. There's so many intricate parts, isn't there, Paula? It's a lot of parts to this. Okay, so let's move right along here. I'm going to pull down, and I'm going to share this again because we got some people that just came in. Okay, share the screen. Here we go. Share. Back at the BOI. Here goes the BOI filing.fincn.gov. Get started. I'm going to try to pull down where you can file the PDF. So let's see here. Here we go. And I want to know if this is actually going to come up, because it wouldn't come up for me the other day. It just would not do it for some reason. And it's still doing the same thing. It's not coming. Let me see if it'll come open for me. Because so I'm going to try to get this open where we can actually see this. There we go. There we go. So we can actually see this in a whole nother realm here. Okay. Let me go in here. Stop sharing. Let's present again. I know you're like, Marina, you are really giving us, girl, I got to give y'all some information. This is important. Here we go. Can everybody still hear me? Can you guys still hear me? If you want to put in the chat, you can hear me. I'd appreciate it. Just put in there, you can hear me, please, in the chat. Prima Donna or Jamie, can you guys still hear me?
Yes, I can still hear you.
Okay, thank you so much, Jamie. Okay, so here we go. Now, this is the PDF form, all right? So on the PDF, I'm going to quickly go through this. Where am I? Oh, I'm down here. Okay, here we go. Again, this is complete report and entirely with all required information. Click for instructions. You can click here and get the instructions. Validate, finalize, save, and print. This is your initial report. You know you can go in and correct a report as well if you put in something incorrect, something changes. You can also update a prior report. Okay? Legal name, all goes here. Tax identification, tax identification type. So you can put in the type as well. After you're clicking on this, you're going in here, you're clicking on all this as well. Okay? So date prepared, you want to make sure you read this information here. Always read the Privacy Act and Paperwork Reduction Act notice. Okay? You're going to move down. This is where you're going to request. I'm going to request one and it'll send it to me. But here I can put in the reporting company name. What is the name? The name that is on your SS4 form or your CP575 that you received in the mail from the IRS when you got your EIN number. If you are a sole proprietor and you got an EIN number and it said LLC and you think you're a sole proprietor, you're an LLC and you're still the one owner. But you are filing with an EIN number. So you have to put this information on there. You have to make sure you file it. If you're doing business as, for me, I had Cypress Enterprise Solutions, Inc. Then I had Cypress Enterprise Solutions. So I was doing business as, but I also had the company name. Tax identification number. You're going to file with your EIN, your Social Security, or you got a foreign going on. What you got going on here? And you're going to put that information in. This is only going to come up more than anything if you're filing as a foreign. Jurisdiction, country, we're with the U.S. Always with the U.S. Then you're going to put in any domestic reporting company. If it's tribal, this will all drop down, will pop up. If you end up putting in different information, like you're from another country, Puerto Rico, whatever the case may be. This is your current address for your company. Whatever address was on that SS4 information, whatever address was on there that you gave the IRS when you asked for the EIN number, when you requested the EIN number, whether it was online or by paper, whatever you did, or by another company that did it for you, a third party, that's what you need to put in this information. Let's move on to the next. This is only if you have a Fincen number. You have one, then you put that information in there. You don't have to, because look, it doesn't have a red asterisk. So you don't have to put it in there. It wants your name, your date of birth, all that information. It wants your current address. You can put business address. And that's what I would do for this first one. But if you go down here, it's going to say identifying. Are you going to put your driver's license, your passport? What information are you going to put here? If you're going to put your driver's license, then put in the address that's on your driver's license, and we'll get to that in a minute. I'm going to get to that information. Put in that address that's on your driver's license. Where are you going to put that at? Here. When it says residential. Whatever your driver's license says, that's what this should be saying for residential address on number 40. I think that's on number 43. But up here, you're just going to put in driver's license, passport. What is that information? Then you're going to add an attachment on what you said that you were going to use to identify that it's really you, that you are who you say you are, and you are the owner of this company. Trust me, the IRS already has it. They're not for the play. They got it. Okay? So let's go down here. Identifying documents, images. Put that information right here. Upload it. Jurisdiction, again, United States. State. What state is your company in? What state is your driver's license or your passport? As far as your passport, what address did you use when you applied for your passport? What address? What state? Because they still have that on file. They still have all that information on file. What state did you put down as your address when you got your passport? Well, I don't live there anymore. Okay, I'm going to show you how to change this information. And then you can always go back in and update that information. But right now, that's the address you still have on there. Or what address did you use when you filed your taxes? What state? Because that's what they're going to have on file. Let's move on down to the next one here. This one says, parent or guardian. When we talked about if you filed the company for your son, your daughter, or your son, and they're a minor, they want your information. If you don't got that done, stop. You're going to need to get that amended. I hope you put your information on your child, your minor company form structure. If not, stop. Go get that done. Go get that taken care of, because they're going to want that information. That information is going to be very important to them. They're going to want it. And they're not going to just let you just put in anything because you just said, oh, I didn't do that. Okay, well, you're going to need to go get that done. And that's called an amendment. You have to amend that corporation or that LLC with your state, whatever state that you structured that company with. You have to amend that information. Okay, I've got some comments over here. Miss Marina, driver's license does not have a Social Security, had a blinded number. Let me see. What'd you say? Had a blinded number. What'd you say, Elaine? A blinded number. Let me see what you're talking about. Hold on. So your driver's license, when you're putting in your driver's license information, Miss Elaine, I'm hoping that's what you're saying, that right here, you're going to choose which one you want to put in, driver's license, and then you're going to put in identification, which is the driver's license number. And then it's going to ask you for what are you from, the United States? Are you out of the country? Where are you from? And then what state is the driver's license that you put in? What state is that driver's license with? Where did you get your driver's license at? What state did you actually go take the driving test with? Because it should be on your driver's license. Mine is Kansas. So I put down Kansas. Okay. I hope that's what you're saying. Is that what you're saying, Miss Elaine? I hope that's what you're saying. No, the Social Security is not on the driver's license. No, not at all. So they ask for the Social Security, and they actually don't. They don't ask for the Social Security unless, let's go up here. You put down that you're filing with your Social Security number. Then you're going to put it right up here on number 7. Because it's asking you, are you still using your, remember I said there are times when you are with the IRS and you have formed the company, but a lot of people still don't use the EIN number. They don't want to put that in there. You have a right to choose how you want to, whatever you want to put. They already know what EIN number is attached to you. I'm going to use my EIN number. That's what I'm going to give them, because that's what's attached to my company. But if you don't want to report that, you don't have to. You can put in your Social Security number and then put in whatever your Social Security number here is. You don't have to put in, your EIN number, even though you have one. It is your choice. They give you that choice. Does that help? I hope that helped your question. Yes. Okay, good. So the next we're going to do, as I was going down here, got that address. It's going to ask you for your information here. Drop down here. Again, they're going to ask you again for the same information, but this time they want your residential address. They want to know where you live. I would be putting the address when I filed my taxes. What address did you put on that tax return? That's what they be getting, or either on your driver's license, or either whatever address was also on your passport. But I would use an up-to-date address for that. I would put an up-to-date address for that. Whatever it was, I would be putting that information in. That's what I would be doing. Okay? Some people still live in the same place after 20 years. I don't know. Some people don't. Okay? So this right here is, again, your name, your date of birth, your residential address. They're asking you again, whatever you chose up here, whatever you chose up here as your identifying, when you ask for that on number 30, please choose the same thing here on number 48. Just say driver's license with driver's license. Make it, make sure that it all coincides together and synchronizes together. Don't start changing up stuff. That gets into fraudulent information. That starts bringing up red flags. If you use passport, it's passport. Use driver's license, driver's license. Then go here and put in that number. Do it again. It wants an attachment. What attachment? Did you use your passport? What did you use? What type of identification did you give them? Your tribal ID or just an ID? Your passport, a foreign passport? What did you use? Some people have passports from England. People have passports from Jamaica. Some people have passports, and they're actually citizens in America, but they use their passports. Just depends on what you want to use. But make sure you put that attachment right here. Okay? And that's it. This is that form. Now, click validate to ensure all entered data is properly formatted. This is where you're going to click at validate as well. You can save this. This one is more of the PDF. So this is more where you got the PDF information that actually is you're filling out. And a lot of people do this before they actually go in and fill it out. So you can validate. And as you validate, you'll notice there's a lot of things not filled out. You can finalize. When you finalize, it's going to pop up information where you can actually submit it. Yeah, you can submit a PDF. It does. It's not hard to do. Yeah, they're going to get this information. No matter how you want to do it, they're going to get this information. They are. For sure, for sure, for sure. So I'm hoping that this is helping a lot of people. I'm going to stop sharing this screen. You know what? I believe it is, Elaine. Well, no, I don't. Because sole proprietor does not have to form this. They don't have to file this. So if they're a sole proprietor, yeah, they can still take cash. They can still take cash. They still can. But sole proprietor. Miss Elaine, they're doing this for a reason. I truly believe that they're doing it because, and I'm just going to be honest, there is money coming down for us, for our companies. And I just believe that they want to give it to the right people. I believe there's money that's going to funnel through the government, federal agencies that are going to help our companies. And we need to do this if we want that money. I believe that sole proprietors are going to get knocked out of this. Me, myself, I'm a leverager. I like to leverage a company. I don't file anything in my name. I just won't do it. And I'm an accountant, and I've been doing this for years. CPA with AICPA. I don't do it. I'm not touching my name and putting it with anything next to my company. Now I own it, but I only get one name. God gives me one name. I can't get a new name, but I can get a new company. Is everybody following me now? So it's important that you separate your company from your name, your biological, your name, the name that God gave you. You separate that. That's so important. People don't understand that, but it is very important. And so listen, I'm going to share something with you here that I want you to see. Again, there's that information. I want you to see the change of address with the IRS. Okay? Because remember I said I'm going to show you this. The change of address with the IRS. I'm going to show you what that looks like. Because you can actually go in and change your business address, and you can actually go in and change your address. So this is a form 8822. Let me get this form pulled up. And then I want to show you a form 8822B. Okay, so let me share the screen. I'll get this down here. And let me share this screen with you. So here is your change of address with the IRS. You can change that anytime. Fill in your information and mail it to them. That's not hard to do. The IRS has no problem with you doing what you need to do, okay? As far as that's concerned. When it comes to changing your address. They have no issues with you changing that address at all. It's like, get it done. They are okay with that. Trust and believe. If you got a change of address, please tell them. Please tell them. So that change of address is right here, and you scroll down. It'll even give you the address where to send it to once you change it. Now, it could take up to 30 days to get that done, but it can be done. Okay. Thank you, Elaine, for sharing me in your network. I appreciate that. That's a blessing. That's what we're here to do. Prima Donna always says that. We're not here to, taking people and all. No, we're here to organize together, to network together, to help each other. Now, if you're not comfortable filing this, you can call me. I'm going to get it done for you. Yes, I am. I sure am going to get it done. I understand. You're like, Marina, this is all good. And I'm glad you took me through this whole step-by-step procedure with filing the BOI, but I'm still not comfortable. Give me, check me out. My information's there. You can find me anywhere. You can look me up on Google. I'm anywhere. But you still want to get an understanding, and all you're get an understanding. When you come to me, you still want to know exactly what I'm doing. What am I doing for your company? What am I doing? How does this work? Because that makes a difference. Okay? Always get an understanding. Okay, now I'm going to change. This is just for your regular address. This is just for your address, personal address. Okay, now I'm going to share the screen with how you, and if the screen's not big enough, just kind of enlarge the screen a little bit so you can see it. I'll try to do the same here. Maybe I can make that bigger. Does that kind of help a little bit? Just a little bit. You'll kind of see how that works. I'll scroll down, scroll up, change of address, 8822. Scroll down, gives you where to send it. If you're in these states, that's where you're going to send it to once you fill it out. And you can fill it out by just, clicking on it as well through Adobe. I mean, that's not an issue. Or you can print it and fill it out by just writing it in. They call it wet ink. So you can wet ink as well. Okay. Now, I'm going to stop sharing this, and I'm going to share the other screen to show you what it looks like when you're changing the address for your business. And that's called an 8822B. So 8822B. I'm going to make that a little bit bigger. There you go. Scroll up. That's to change your business address. Okay. Excise tax. You file any of these forms? You do file 1120 because you're a corporation. You do file 1065 if you're an LLC with a partner. You do file a 990 if you're 501. You do file a 1041 if you have a trust. Oh yeah, I know all these. I've been doing this for years and years and years. Employee plans, returns, if you're filing those as well, you want to check one of these. So check all the boxes that change effect. They change here and they change your business location. Put in your identification number, EIN, all your information. And look, it's got the addresses here if you're in those states. Okay? And you're going to mail it. Give it 30 days though. You can wet ink or you can fill it out on Adobe, however you feel, or PDF. So it's totally up to you. I wanted to make sure I shared that with you so that you would know. Okay? Yes, I do help people with LLCs. Yep, I sure do. Yep, I do. I sure do. So you can, there's my website right there, www.financy.com. Go in, book an appointment. And look, I'll go in and I'll show you how to get that appointment booked. If you don't feel comfortable, don't try to do something you're not comfortable with. Don't do it. Don't. Please don't. Don't do it. Just don't. That's all I got to say is don't. It won't do you any good. It just back out. Okay, just I'm done. I'm not doing that. Let me share this with you. Let me share. Trying to share this with you so you can kind of see. Just trying to share the entire screen and it's not letting me for some odd reason. Share. Okay, so we're in the entire screen. This is the website. So you go to more. Book online. Now, this website is going to be updated. It's getting updated now. Go right down in here. You don't have to book the ones where you have to pay. I've got free ones. I'm not all about money. I want to help you. There are some things you have to pay for, but you can book positioning yourself with wealth, which is 40 minutes, or startup accounting. All free. Okay? All free. And that's what you're going to do. Just go right into the website and book the appointment. And you'll get right in with no problems at all. Okay? Okay, so we'll need to register with the state. I think the one thing you should expect with concerns is, like I said, when you're actually with your company, everything is on your personal side. So you haven't separated your company. Now, the IRS calls that commingling. But if you're a sole proprietor, then of course there's no commingling involved. I still call it commingling because I'm real uncomfortable as accountant, filing taxes, wealth coach. I'm so uncomfortable with filing my business and my personal together. Again, if anything happens, you can never get a new name. My name is Marina. I will have that name forever, but I can always get a new company name. I want everything separated. And then if I want to get loans and I want to start building credit in my own business or building some type of just where my company is standing on its own, then I don't want my personal involved in that. So that will hurt you. Elaine, since you're asking about that, That is the only issue that I can see you have when you are definitely having your companies in your personal together. I just I tell everybody separate that stuff. Just separate it. And then when you do separate it, go get a bank account in the business name. Don't commingle because that is a red flag for the IRS to audit. People do it all day. And then your assets or are liabilities and legalities as well. Why? Because you've mixed them all together. You've got your personal with your business, which means they want to audit. They can come and take anything to do with your personal as well as with your business. Corporations and LLCs give you give your company, it takes the liability on your company and takes that percentage of it off of you. There's a huge percentage that it takes off of you when you're dealing with corporations and LLCs, LLPs, S Corps, C Corps, nonprofits, those type of things. Trust. It takes legalities and liabilities off of your personal interests and puts them into your company interest. You can't get a new name, but your company can. Please do reach out, Elaine. I appreciate that. Listen, I want to thank you all for coming in. Collaborate. That's it. Prima Donna always says, we're not trying to take anything. We're not trying to take your people or your clients. We're just trying to collaborate and give them what they need. If you can't, then send them where they can get it. Keeps your clients happy. And then they trust you because they know that you're looking out for them. Collaboration over competition. That's what she always says. We're collaborating. We're not competing. I love that in Prima Donna. Thank you so much. She says that all the time whenever we meet is collaboration, not competition. We're not doing that. So yeah, definitely do reach out, Elaine. I'm looking forward to it. I want to thank you all for being here. I know I thought this was going to take about an hour, but I really wanted to take time. And I know a lot of people are charging for this. And don't get me wrong. You come in, we talk about doing this. We are definitely going through a third-party company. I'm definitely doing it with my clients. Why? Because I want them to be liable. I want to make sure they're liable for everything they're putting in that information in that portal. I'm definitely using another company to get it done. Now, can I do it myself? Yes. Yes, I'm smart enough to do it myself. But liability and legalities matter, and fraudulent, and anything that I put in there, if not correct, comes back on me and FSB Corner Inc. I want my clients' information, not just private, but I want it entered correctly. And any red flags that come up, I want to make sure we stop and we fix them immediately. Or any corrections. Because notice you can go in and correct them as well. Remember, it asked you 3 questions: initial, correction, update information. There was several questions, and there was asking you what type of report are you filing? Are you filing the initial? Are you filing a corrected one? Are you updating some information? Yeah, that matters. So I just wanted to give you that information. Hey, thank you all for coming. I appreciate you all coming. No, thank you. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Shatana. Thank you, Prima Donna. Thank you, Elaine. And everyone else that's watching. I'm sure there'll be others. I put this out there for everyone to look at. I'm so excited about it. Thank you, Clubhouse. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate you. Again, going to show you what this looks like. I know you're like, you keep showing us. I sure am. I'm not going to stop showing you what this looks like at all. I'm going to keep showing you what this looks like because it's important that you get that logo, you get that label down pat. So when you're going in and you're looking for this website, fincen.gov, You got the right one, baby. All right. And we just put it all in God's hands. It is kingdom, and we are about kingdom, and we are doing every Shantiana. Oh, so it's Shay Ne. Girl, open your mic and tell me how to pronounce that.
It's Shatiana.
Shatiana. Thank you, Shatiana. Thank you. Thank you. Happy New Year's to you too, Elaine. Shatiana. Thank you, Shatiana. Appreciate you all for coming. Thank you so very much. I'm telling you, couldn't have did it without you. I'm excited about it. Listen, we have a ministry that we're called Meet Me at the Wall. And I want to show this to everybody, how you can give to Meet Me at the Wall as well. So you can go to meetmeatthewall.org. There it is right there, and give. Make sure you're giving to meetmeatthewall.org. Want to make sure you do that. So everybody give to meetmeatthewall.org. Go into PayPal, look that up. You'll be able to look at that, be able to give accordingly. I am so excited about what God is doing in this time and season. I really am. It is so important that we are on top of what God is doing. We don't want to miss anything. If you see this, please text, repost, share this, because I did do this on a live stream as well. I want to make sure you guys know that. Hey, my friends were here with me. I appreciate that. I really do. Thank you all for coming in. Thank you for being a part of this. I thank God for every last one of you. I couldn't have did it without you. And I'm excited about what is happening. So thank you again. And we're getting ready to sign off. This is Marina with the Marina Summers Podcast. Financial language, money has a sound.